Ann.
I'm Jalecia.
And we are Sh3 Vibes. Come vibe with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sh3 Vibes. I'm Jalecia.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Brittany.
And today we're going to get into the episode of You Ain't Got a Lot to Kick It. First thing we're going to get into is good and bad relationships, whether it's your boyfriend, your family, cousins, close friends, co-workers, whatever. We want to get into the conversation of deciphering good or bad intentions. Yeah. So, okay, the first important conversation is relationships.
Yep, relationships.
Good intentions, bad intentions.
Yeah.
Do you have them? What are your indicators of good and bad intentions?
Basically, okay, so it's a lot with relationships already, but I feel like let's say the first date, for instance, when you go on your first date, usually I try to like ask someone like what is their 5-year plan, just to try to get in their heads and see what they want to do and stuff like that. Do they mention having a girlfriend, wife, or a significant other in that plan, or whatever the case might be, just to kind of like see where their mind at. But if it's about a whole bunch of BS, cars, and
Going with the flow.
Going with the flow. That's their favorite one. That is their favorite one. Going with the flow. And usually, I used to hit people with that back in college. And I'm horrible with it. I used to hit people with going with the flow. So if you use a me on me, so
I like it.
I'm gonna look at you like, oh no, I already know what it's about. Like, no, we can't even continue to phase 2, whatever. But so honestly, I just really feel like your intention should be clear in the beginning. Like, whether you want to just date, you want to just hook up, or whatever it is, but the other person should know. Respectfully, that other person should know, so you don't have to waste anyone's time. Y'all be, y'all have an understanding, because someone's feelings is going to get hurt, or, at the end, if your intention's not clear.
So I think you mentioned earlier, you let them tell you if they are married, in a relationship. You let them tell you, or you ask, even though we would assume, like people would tell you that, but in real life, that doesn't happen.
No, because sometimes they won't tell you at all.
Oh yeah,
they won't tell you, and then some of them will still lie to you. So you really just have to do your homework.
So should you ask that question then if you know they're gonna lie?
Well, honestly, I think it was like some little TV show where this dude, he ghosted a woman because she kept asking him, like, are you sure you don't have a girlfriend? Are you sure? And it, brought up like a red flag for him, because he thought she was insecure.
Yeah. Because
he just said, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm here on this date with you. So why are you constantly asking me, do I have a girlfriend? Right. It's like, is too good to be true that this man is successful, whatever, he's single, whatever. I don't know what was going on in her head, but he completely ghosted her. And I wouldn't do that, because of the fact that I don't want to come off as like, if you're on a date with me and I accepted a date with you, that means we already had this conversation. You're single, I'm single. So I'm not going to ask you 10 different times that are you single.
Right. I feel like that's important, that you have like those conversations ahead of time. Like, even if you haven't gone out on a date yet, it's like, okay, you talk here and there, blah, blah, blah. You get a feel of the person and like, where their mind is at, and, things like that. So it's like, but if it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, let me get your number. And then it just progresses on and goes nowhere. And it's like, what you doing? What you doing?
Oh, my Lord.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Like, that cycle, that is so, listen. I'm tired. Can y'all please? Can you not? Please. So I feel like at that point, it gets to a point where you just want answers. Like, you want a clear direction of like, okay, what are we doing? What you want to do? Like, how do you want to navigate this
situation?
Yeah, this, like we need a direction. We need to be going somewhere, doing something. I need to be knowing. I need to know.
Yeah, I think sometimes that certain men, not all, and probably vice versa,
Mhm.
feel like they can't be open and honest because everybody's standards is different. Like
Yep.
a couple of years ago, you know, I dated someone where dating was, you know, well, to me, dating was, okay, we're kind of exclusively dating. Like, you're not talking to nobody else. Like, it's just me. But then I learned
that's not dating.
ideally, that's not happening. Like, you're going to be talking to someone. Like, nobody drops off the face of the earth and be like, okay, all my attention is on
now
you.
Yeah.
You know, even after with another guy, I'm like, hey, I want you to date. And he was like, wait, what? You know, so it's like different expectations from different relationships. But I feel like some men don't be honest about dating around because they feel, you know, we're going to, feel some type of way. Like,
and then honestly, I feel like that'd be gay. That'd be gay. They'd be like, what? No, you know, I'm not dating anyone. I'm just focused on you. Boy, stop. Stop. Like, let's get off the gas. But anyways, let's look at the other side of it, because sometimes I feel like the intentions are clear. Like, someone have told you verbatim, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship. That's not what I want. I'm just here to have fun. Mm-hmm. That's it. Then this is what people start doing. I know a lot of women, I'm just saying people because men can do that too. But then you start getting in your head, start thinking about, I could change their mind. Yeah. I could change his mind or her mind.
That's where you mess up.
Right. It's like you can't change their mind. They already told you what it was from the get-go. Yeah. Then now you're caught up and you have made the decision to stay in this situationship or whatever you want to call it. And right. And then you end up being hurt at the end. Mm-hmm. But then you can't blame that person because they were clear on their intentions. Yeah. You decided to make it more than what it was.
Right.
So
I think some people can be intentional, mm-hmm. and then kind of like, okay, take it for what it is and still choose to have you going in this loop, you know? Mm-hmm. So then if shit goes to worse, they're like, I told you.
Right. Or it's like it's all a game, like, you know, and then sometimes their actions might say something else, but their words is like, no, I don't want a relationship, but they treating it like it's a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then you gotta check yourself and be like, hold up.
You got to.
Does this fall in there?
You got to, man. But,
dating, what's dating, and that's, you know, like I said, people need to define what is dating, what is exclusive, like what is, you know, like different categories and have that conversation. Yeah.
Like, if we're just now getting into it, we're just now dating, I'm not going to expect you to drop everybody. Right. And you shouldn't expect me to drop everybody. Right. Until there is a conversation that has had to be exclusive and, you know, we're talking about what we're going to do in the future, then it's up.
Yeah.
It's up.
Because, you know, the controversy of Lori Harvey.
Oh.
You know, everybody was like, oh, she's a hoe. Because she dating Future and all these other men. Then it's like people have this, women should again stick to one guy and wait around till we get his shit together until
double standards, decide
that he wants me, and then, you know, like, and, you know, on her side, she doing her thing. She young, and her dad is a relationship coach. He's not coaching her, telling her
what to do.
Yeah, like he's the worst example, honestly. I feel like he shouldn't be telling nobody nothing, but you know.
But I think in that case, nobody can give relationship advice.
Right. True.
You know, because
there ain't no rules to it. Really.
No. It's whatever you're willing to tolerate, whatever you're willing to accept, whatever you know, whatever.
In that case, just find whoever likes you. Yeah. make sure it's mutual. If it's mutual, it's all good. It's all good. Problem solved. Boom.
Yeah.
Right. But like with the whole Lori Harvey thing, I'm just like, how do y'all know she's a hoe?
Right.
Like, y'all know her business like that? It's like people just make statements, like just blanketed statements, and it's like, do you know this person in real life?
Right.
What are you basing that off of?
And what really make her a quote-unquote a hoe? What is a hoe? What is the definition of a hoe? Like, is she selling her body? She getting paid for it? What is it? Like, what is your definition?
I think the world needs to define what is a hoe and what is, okay, I'm not gonna say that. What is, you know, but, you know, like, because some people think, okay, if I'm having sex anyways, and why not get paid for it? Some people think like that.
Girl, no.
No. I'm not
But
saying.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
Slut shaming.
And they don't think that they're
Yeah.
a hoe because they're like, I'm gonna have sex with a guy anyways. Why not get paid for it? You know, people have different definitions of what that is.
And I heard the example of like, you know how women go out on the dates and you been paid, like they're paying for the date, like that little hoe, like you sleep with them or don't, or whatever the case may be.
Feel superior.
Right.
Everybody want to feel like they got one up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not saying I have my own definition of what a hoe is. You know.
What is that?
Oh, why you doing it like that?
While we here, what is that? What is the speak to us?
Dang, y'all have to take a sip on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. I'm just not a judgmental person. You know, like I can't like to me like a hoe would be a hoe. Like I wouldn't call a hoe. You know, like that's judgmental.
That context of that word is so negative now.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like a hoe, like ooh. Oh,
Right.
So that's why you feel like, oh, you can't call somebody that because that's what society has made it to be like.
Right.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, but I do, you know, I am in tune with my sexuality, you know, and I praise women that are in tune with their sexuality, and, you know, you need to acknowledge that. So whatever that looks like to you, own your sexuality.
I think that's the problem right now. There is too many women that's in tune with their sexuality, which is causing this uproar. Like, no, you can't do that. No, you gotta be all cute hands, you know.
Yeah, it's the standard. Of
It's
course,
a new
another
age.
example.
It's a new age. It's like the
That's
1950s.
That's
Right. That's going out the window.
Gone.
Yeah.
And that's why another example, the Chloe and the Haley.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people, because they showing some ass and they dancing seductively, which is me acknowledging their sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, oh, they're a hoe.
Just by her showing pictures, like just showing off a little.
She's a whole woman. A whole woman now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, some people in real life really think that's a problem. So their definition of hoe is different. So yeah, in their eyes, they're gonna be a hoe. You know.
I guess it's based on however you define it.
Yeah, it's your own. And I come to terms with that with anything. When it comes to judgmental, like I try not to be judgmental because it's like, of course, you never know. You probably get there. You probably be that one day. You know. You probably have to live through that. You just don't know. You don't know people understanding of life. You don't. I mean, and all of people just don't know. So like, you can't judge just by the sight of things or just by your judgment. You know, like people been sheltered. They've been in this situation and that's all they seen and they don't know anything different, so they can make these opinions. You know, like it's just so many like determining factors of, you know, judgment. So again, I try not to do that.
Right.
So how do y'all feel about like, just kind of switching gears, about friends and like intentions and like, you know, people that you meet? Do you feel like when you meet some people and you start hanging around them more that they feel like they latch onto you because you have something that they want, or like, you know, kind of like they trying to come up off you type thing? Like, I guess their intentions are like not, you know, genuine.
Right. Right. I feel like that. Ooh, you know what? And you say you wanted to shift gears. Yeah, friends can do that, but I feel like it's more so too with relationships.
Yeah. But are they wrong? Are people wrong? Because when you come into a relationship, you're not gonna say. You know what you want when you come into a relationship. Yeah. You know, some people have a number to it. Like, I want him to have this amount of money, and I want his credit score to be this and that. You know.
Yeah.
So if you coming into a relationship and it's not that, then it's like you don't want it. You don't want to. You know, like you don't want any parts of that relationship. So I think everybody has a certain intention when they get into a relationship, whether they acknowledge it or not. You know.
Yeah. But like I like to say, I'm not no Build-A-Bear. I don't build any bears. You know, I don't have a stuffing for it. Like, if you ain't coming to me whole already, I'm not pouring into you like that. I'm just not. I find that a lot of times where sometimes women get these like broken men, And like we real big on energy and having the right kind of people around you so they won't bring you down. And it's a lot of instances where they get these in these relationships and it just do them more harm than good. And you know, these are called leeches. They coming in to pull from you, just pull from you, not even give.
Energy suckers.
Yeah, and so that's very, you gotta be careful with that, who you let around you, and like piggyback off where you was talking about friends.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got different friends for different things. And that's how
Say it.
and that's how I, you know, yeah. Because I have a good little circle of friends, and I feel like we all support each other. Not just when we go into the club, not just when we go into the parties. We not like just shaking love. That's the only time I see you. You know, these are the people that if they have an event, I'm gonna be there. If I have an event, they're gonna be there for me. And it's we just share the love, and it's just more than just surface level.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. And then you have those people who just come in and it's just surface level. And you have to pick and choose. At first, in the beginning, like when you dealing with friendships and friends, you kind of look at it like, dang, they'll never come or they'll never show up when it's something real. And at that point, then you just got to look at it. And like you said, it's just what you willing to handle or take or whatever the case. That's even in friendships. And so you got to look at your friendships like, okay, so maybe you are just a turn up friend.
Right.
I hit you up when I'm done with my work, when I'm, when I'm done with this. Yeah. I hit you up when I need to get out. But when it comes to anything like that's going on in my life, like really going on in my life, you're not going to be the one I'm going to call. Because obviously you haven't shown me that that's what you're here for.
Right.
So.
Yeah, like you said, it's everybody. You have different friends for different shit. And also, me personally, I think a lot of people put too much weight when it comes to friendship. Like our expectations are like high, where it fails us every time, and everybody's like, okay, I don't have no friends. They not my friend. Like all of that is just like whoever is present in your life at that time pretty much have something in common with you at that time.
Yeah.
Then of course you vibe with them. If not, then that be that. But for people, to say, okay, I ain't got no friend and my friend ain't here, pointless,
Yeah, and to piggyback off the expectations you were saying, and then you got to look at it like, why do we have these high expectations for different people? And I know like what's going on in your life or your world or whatever. Like for me personally, my friends is like my family. I don't have too many people around here, quote unquote blood related. I'm gonna just say blood related. I'm not even gonna call them family because we don't have a relationship. And to me, the family is having that relationship. I have a bunch of aunts, bunch of cousins or whatever that's here in Texas, but I mean, I don't talk to them. I can count on one hand how many times I actually interacted with these people. So for me, like Angelisa, that's family. Like holiday special, y'all come in. Y'all come in. I'm telling y'all like, hey, come get your plate, whatever. Like, and that's mom calling my friends' daughters, and that's how it is, you know. But
and that's when I guess those type of situations happen when you're still like getting to know that friend. Like me and you, of course, we don't talk every day.
Yeah,
but I fucks with you, And again, we can talk for hours on the phone, and we haven't talked to each other in 2 weeks. Like that's how it's supposed to be. Like, and some people, it's not a bad thing if they require that conversation every day or every other day. Again, there's close friends, there's maintenance friends, there's acquaintances. Like, whatever you want to put that friend into that category. Like,
and then too, like. I'm a person, and I'm weird. Like I try to give my friends some space a little bit. I don't want to feel like I've been pulling them out too much, or I've been, whatever. So I check back in. Y'all get my phone calls every. Yeah. So
definitely.
Even with like having friends that actually are there for you. It took me like a while to actually like be comfortable with certain people. Like, because once I see them, coming around, more, we talk more, we hang out more. I'm like, okay, this person's cool. Like, okay, I'll mess with you. Cool. Yeah. But like, I know for a while, like for me, I was always like really to myself. So like, even like if I was really cool with somebody, we hang out here and there. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just here. Mm-hmm. Like I was bad at like reaching out, like kind of reciprocating. Mm-hmm. So like when I started to actually meet people that, actually made an impact, or I actually like, like related to, I'm like, okay, I can trying to ease my way on out. Like kind of, because it's just, I don't know, I'm weird too.
But definitely you were like that when we started like hanging around and clubbing up, but you always was going to come. You was going to show up, but you still had fun. It wasn't like you were standoffish with any of us. You was just, hey, I'm here to party. And then you going on about
she's like,
business,
cool, like calm, collected, chill, just watch the vibes. Okay, I can I'll mess with you a little bit.
And I think, because I say this all the time, and it's not to like be super emotional, but I tell women I had more. I don't want to put it on a scale, but I had women hurt me in the same category as a man. Like, so I think sometimes how I deal with friendships is kind of like guarded a little bit, because I'm like, this person did this to me, this person that, and I just know how women are. Like I always say, and I walked in the room full of women and they pointed and called out everything bad about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, women really like this? Like, for real? So it's just like those type, like that instant, it just blocks me away. I'm like, I don't, friends, big groups, and like all of that. I'm just chill out, play the wall, like whatever.
Yeah.
So we will be going on commercial break, and we'll be back with a segment of
Fed Up.
Bunch
of topics about how we fed up with all that. I'm just kidding.
Hey, what's up? I'm your host, G.I. Jada, and this is Successful Saturdays, where we highlight the endless ways and opportunities that you can find your success. We're interviewing small business owners such as chefs, personal trainers, and real estate agents who are all on different paths of success. Tune in to Successful Saturdays every Saturday at 12 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network, where we help you find your success.
Welcome back, guys. So make sure to follow us at Sh3 Vibes on all social media platforms, Sh3 Vibes on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So now we're going to talk about just things we're fed up with as far as intentions go. So what I wanted to touch on is following through. I hate when someone says they're going to do something, like unprovoked. They're like, oh, I'm going to do this for you. Don't worry about it. Cool. And then they never do it. It's like, did I ask you? I didn't force you. Yeah. So why did you just, waste my time and just, like, I wasn't really like banking on it because, I'll make sure I'm straight. Yeah. But it's like, what was the point of that? So now you just show that you don't keep your word.
Yeah, you're not reliable.
Exactly.
That too.
So it's just like, what was the point? Don't do
that. That's a category of a people pleaser. I know that people have traits, of not saying no, or not, or just, how can I say it? Just wanting to be a part of something, or want you to feel like that person has your back, but it comes
Right.
off like too much. Because I can say I've had times where people have mentioned like, okay, what the fuck, you know, like, but, and I'm like, I'm a people pleaser. I really, which is I'm learning now. Like, I have to tell people no. Like, no. Like, I really have a problem with telling people no. And I've experienced or seen people that has the same issue, and they let shit just pile up on them, until you can't do nothing. You can't uphold any promises that you kept with anybody because you simply could not say, yeah, and which is still it's a self-love trait, you know. If you love yourself, you know, you have to say no, you know.
Yeah. You definitely got to make room for yourself to breathe and like just think about yourself. Don't worry about other people, because I kind of had that too when I was younger. Like, I always wanted to like be the one, like I was always the one people came to for something or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then it got to a point I was just like, I'm tired. Please stay over there. Like, I cannot. Please, just don't.
Yeah.
So you gotta put you first.
Yeah.
You gotta put you first.
All the time.
Okay, next time. But also, like, even with like communication, like, you know, we kind of touched on intentions earlier with the relationships, but you know, also communication is key. And we, you know, while you're in that dating stage, you sometimes find yourself in positions where someone is trying to make plans and don't follow through.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're trying to make plans and just don't follow through, you know? So it's like, all right, so now you're wasting my time. It's like, how many times you going to tell me how we going to do something, you going to plan this, and are you free? This. All right, okay. You got one more time, and you cut off. That's exactly how it is. Like, you got to cut people off. Like, don't waste my time.
I'm triggered. Like,
it took me 1 minute to 30 seconds to send you this text message. You know what I could have did in them 30 seconds? Not send you this text message. So don't waste my time. Don't be goofy, clown. But anyways, I feel like you felt that personal in that clown.
Yeah, you got to be more valuable than any promise, you know, or expectation, you know. Especially when it comes to men. You just never know if you for that day.
Wish you.
Yeah, for sure.
You just never know.
But yeah, like just you know, just be clear and get your cutoff game strong.
Listen, that'll save you so much like nonsense and like just to back and forth. I can't do the extra back and forth. That don't mean nothing. Like, I like to be deep. I like to go in it. Like, we doing this or not? All in or nothing.
Right. That all in or nothing.
I don't have time for the surface level stuff. Like,
at all.
What's up?
Yeah, and then that's the thing, surface level. And like, I don't know how many times I could tell you what I'm doing. I just don't.
After I told you 5 minutes ago what I was doing?
Yeah, I'm still doing the same thing. Like, what's next? If we can't get past what you doing, hey, what's up, how your day is going, all these good mornings and good afternoons and good evenings and good nights and I mean, like, all of those we need.
Right, it's textbook.
We need more.
And that's probably rotational. Like, you probably just part of that rotation.
Right.
But and that's what it is. It's just like genuine relationships, genuine situations. Like, you know, when I was at that time, I guess we just don't align. We just don't align. So you won't feel bad. Like, oh, it's not you. It's not you. It's me. We're just not aligned. We just don't. It just don't match. You know,
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, but after the first week of sending text message and all of that, we're not on like in a deeper conversation about like my goals, yourself, like, you know, your traumas, all this. Like, we're not in a deeper conversation. It's not it. You're not that interested, and then I'm about to go ahead and go to the left.
Right.
That's right.
That's what it is. It's just your day-to-day is supposed to be similar to their day-to-day, which is like their life, you know, what they're into. So it won't be, okay, let me fish for what they doing, or, you know, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is my day, okay, I'm at a tea shop, coffee shop. Oh, me too. You know,
Right.
just genuine shit. You know, like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be the what you doing and dragging on conversation, fishing information. Like, but both parties are wasting their time.
Right.
Yes.
And that person should be willing to give information about themselves. Like, you shouldn't have to try to dig or drag and try to pull stuff out of them. You know, that's another, red flag or something you could look for. Like,
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I find that tricky because, like, some people, they don't really like to give too much of themselves, like, of someone they don't really know like that. So it's like, how do I go about this without seeming, like, super invasive?
United 93, that traffic for you is 1 o'clock, 12 miles eastbound 370.
Negative contact, we're looking, United 93.
United 93, Cleveland, if you hear the center identity.
Take up the position now. Keep remaining steady. You have the ball board.
Airport. My job as in-flight coordinator was to brief the crews before their flights, was to sign them in for their flights. And there were 5 flight attendants for that flight that morning.
Passengers.
Yeah, they were ministering, talking about Jesus to the passengers.
Okay.
At the end of it. Debbie was working first class. Yeah. So the terrorists attacked Debbie first. And we believe the pilots, because the pilots were already gone when they got into the cockpit.
United 93, have you got information on that yet?
Yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yes.
Where did he land?
He did not land.
So he's down?
Yes,
Down?
somewhere up northeast of Camp David.
We're not ready to fly, but it's getting bad.
I just feel like if it's a line, it's a line. Like, I'm that type of person, I don't give too much. Like, I give just enough, and I let you figure out. Because, Zodiac, Gemini, which side you want? I'm going to let you pick what side you want to drag out, and that's the side that you want to get to know. If you meet both sides, that means we're aligned.
And I think as you get comfortable with someone, it's like some people you meet, you can be very comfortable with them, like, real quick, instantly.
Right.
And then there's some people, it take time because you're like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know about you yet,
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So I feel like you'll know who to give all yourself to or not. But, yeah.
That wraps up
We get it.
this week's episode of Intentions. Make sure to follow us again at Sh3 Vibes.
The number 3.
Sh3 Vibes.
And so make sure you guys tune in next week at 8, every Saturday.
More content, more conversation, more us, better us.
And also make sure y'all comment below. Let us know what you've been fed up with, how your week been going, all that good stuff. Let us know your intentions. Tell us your stories. Like, we all have a story. We all in here together, Come to the flow, sit with us, all that good stuff. But yeah, tune in.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Adios. Hey everyone, I'm Brittany.
I'm Ann.
I'm Jalecia.
And we are Sh3 Vibes. Come on with us.